Pat, with all the new whiz-bangs, great gadgets, and otherwise newfangled technology, one of the things that's being discussed quite a bit is enhanced vision, this concept of being able to see things you wouldn't normally be able to see. What's the forward vision solution for such technologies?
Hi Jim, thanks for asking. This is our forward vision solution, is the EVS-100. It's a long wave infrared sensor. It's built out of military grade detectors similar to what they're putting on like the MRAPs, and some of the gun sites use the same detectors actually. But it's long wave infrared, and some have had access to it in the military. Maybe you've seen them chasing OJ down the street in his Bronco with it. But
the really important stuff.
That's right. But now what we've done is we've packaged this in such a way that we can bring for $15,000 retail to the general aviation community an opportunity to turn night into day and have the similar opportunities that some of the Gulfstream pilots have enjoyed, as well at being able to see in reduced visibility conditions. The long wave infrared, of course, is the workhorse wavelength for being able to see more than what our eyes can normally see. Everything gives off infrared, so this image that you get a chance to look at, and what you can see here has nothing to do with visible light. So we own the night now.
What does this mean to a general aviation pilot? Under what conditions can EVS truly help them get from point A to point B and in one piece?
Thanks. Yeah, certainly not Superman eyes. Would not want to pretend that that was the case. The EVS technology, different from SVS or the synthetic vision technology, sees the real world. So it's going to see the trees, it's going to see the deer. If you think of the things that kill pilots, it's controlled flight into terrain, it's inadvertently entering IMC after dark, it's nighttime spatial disorientation, it's engine out after dark operations, and certainly taxi accidents and taxi operations. So for each of those areas, the EVS technology and long wave infrared has the opportunity to move that process to a safer environment. Basically, we turn midnight into 12 noon with this technology.
What's it take for a pilot to learn how to use this?
The learning curve is extremely rapid. It's very intuitive. It's just a black and white image on an LCD monitor or on an MFD. And I would say it's less than a 5-minute learning curve to really go out. We recommend that you go out and fly it in the daytime first to appreciate the picture and the relative change from what you're seeing out the windshield to what you see on your EVS image before you fly it at night, and that's about all it takes. It's very intuitive, and remember, if we've done anything to increase pilot workload, we haven't done our job. This technology is supposed to be reducing pilot workload, not increasing it, and that's what we have.
Cirrus Design's Vision SJ50 single-engine personal jet offers exceptional fuel efficiency, flexible seating for up to 7, advanced avionics, and all the Cirrus safety features you expect, including the Cirrus airframe parachute system. With its detailed design, the Cirrus Vision is technologically advanced, yet engineered to be simple to fly, to allow owner pilots more lifestyle pursuits than any other personal aircraft. Learn more about the Vision SJ50 at cirrusdesign.com.
Probably the most important uses that we see for it. Let me use some specific applications that, and then we can transfer that to how general aviation flies as well. The EMS, the emergency helicopter fellows, really appreciate this. Pilots appreciate this because when they rotate, they are a lot of times over night black holes. The same as we do. I take off out of Jamestown, New York, into a night black hole, and we lose all spatial orientation. We have to go on the clocks, and so for VFR pilots or for IFR pilots that maybe want a little extra help, with this we have a horizon that we have available to use all the time. Okay. We're seeing the real world. We're not seeing an image off of a database, which is also very helpful and good, but in this case we actually have a real image. Also, when I'm flying up at altitude, I run this all the time because I can avoid clouds and weather after dark the same as I can in the daytime. Now, instead of inadvertently entering IMC after dark, where I might pick up some ice or some other things that are hard to deal with at nighttime, I have that ability to stay out of those conditions. I think I penetrate less weather. I think I'm a much safer pilot with it. It is advisory only. We certainly don't recommend people flying in any way, shape, or form that they're not ready to fly in otherwise, or fly in a different manner with this equipment. This is a get-out-of-jail-free card. This is not something to change your flying parameters for.
You've heard of this thing called WASP, right? The Wide Area Augmentation System lets you fly GPS glide path approaches without relying on ground-based landing aids. No VOR, no ILS, no problem. Fact is, WASP is so smart, it even knows what you're going to say next time you need it. And don't have it on board. Wah, wah, I want my WASP now! I was really crying there for a second.
The installation is actually quite simple. Our first STCs are just rolling out the door right now, and it's installed just like an antenna on any horizontal surface. In some applications we put it up on top of the fuselage. In other applications we'll put it underneath a wing. In other applications we put it up on top of the tail, but really any horizontal surface, and it installs like any other antenna. And that's really all it is. It's a passive antenna, it senses things, and it only weighs 1.2 pounds, so it's very easy to install. You know, obviously there needs to be paperwork to go along with installing anything on the outside of the aircraft, and there's one simple wire harness with it. Here's one operating right here, and that connects to power and whatever LCD monitor is appropriate for your plane, whether it's an MFD like some of these, or whether you are having a standalone monitor, which many people do use.
What's the future for this technology? I would think right now with the display technologies that we're dealing with, which are fairly simple, there's got to be a great future for the combination of synthetic vision and enhanced vision, especially with some of the display adaptations that we're seeing right now.
Clearly that is the direction we're all headed. The SATS demonstration of a couple of years ago actually was probably the first to show that integration of an infrared image with synthetic image. And that's clearly the direction, and then how it's displayed is also going to probably change as we go, and you've certainly seen all the really interesting glass panels. Probably a lot of them are going to wind up in heads-up displays that are going to become more and more affordable as time goes on, and there's some very interesting new technology becoming available, and at some point we'll probably have it all right in front of us on a heads-up display. So we'll probably go back to having glove boxes in our panels, like my J4 Cub has.
There you go. And I got to ask, how much?
Thanks. This is retails for $15,000, and that doesn't include installation and display. But this technology, interestingly enough, probably 3 years ago would have been somewhere between $250,000 and $300,000. And so we're very excited about being able to bring this level of technology, the ease of installation, to general aviation. We think we can make them safer. We think we'll have the same options now that the Gulfstream guys have had for quite a while. If you talk to the FAA, the ground accidents and the runway incursions, for me personally, I fly a turboprop with a tail wheel on the back end, so I need to get rid of my blind spot. I use mine all the time on my ground operations, day and night, for those very, very same things. It's really just as important, maybe even more important on the ground as it is in the air. So we're really excited, and you've seen the benefit from it because you've flown it now. So every time I fly it, I find a new use for it.
Outstanding. Pat, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you for coming and visiting with us. I appreciate it, Jim.